So I've been looking for a phone holder for my new Toyota Tacoma out here, and I have to say I'm a bit disappointed. There's nothing that I've been able to find, well, there might be one in the aftermarket that seems like it would work the way that I want it to. Now, what I do with my phone is I have a plate, of course, on the back of it, and then that just sticks to a magnet, and then I can put my phone somewhere. Now, some of you may be saying, well, why don't you just stick the phone in that charging area? Well, I guess part of it's probably because I'm a YouTuber and I make videos when I'm driving around, and I have to have the phone up where I can do that, right? So, looking inside the truck, hopefully it's unlocked. It may not be. Nope. By the way, we have looks like a hummingbird. You can see it sitting right up there on the cord. Has decided to join me in the garage, and of course, cannot figure out how to get out of the garage. So hopefully he'll figure that out before I'm ready to close the garage. I don't know. What do? It's a high garage. I can't reach it. I tried throwing a towel at it to try to persuade it to fly out, but that didn't work. Anyway, let's take a look in the truck. I'll show you what it is that I'm doing. Let's see. Right here is the area where I'm going to put a bracket, the one that you saw me spray painting in the beginning. It's going to be held down on here with double-sided tape, and then the back of it is going to be up against the back of the radio here, and that will give it stability so it doesn't fall forward or fall down. That's the plan. And I'm going to use, like I mentioned, just a double-sided tape back here to hold it. That's going to be the kicker as to whether or not it will hold that way, because of course I don't have anything really mechanical, because there is nowhere to mount, like in the third gen, a good holder in there. So let me show you what I've done. The bracket I'm talking about is right here. I painted it black, so now of course I have to let it dry. But the back of it here is what's going to be against the back of the radio, and then of course the double-sided tape will go here. I notched it out just to kind of fit in that area properly, and all this is a piece of aluminum that I bent. I cut it to the length that I want it, and then I marked where I wanted the bend to be, put it in my vise over there, and kind of bent it by hand and then hammered it the rest of the way. Worked really, really well. I love working with aluminum, especially thin aluminum, because it's very malleable and easy to kind of shape the way that you want it. So that's the bracket. Now, you see up here is a hole, and I'll show you, let's see, I think I had something else here I was thinking of using, but went with this one over here. So you get the idea. It's the same kind of idea, right? This has a slot, but let's picture a hole in the top. So what I've done, and I do have some washers over here that I painted as well, because I don't want anything silver in the truck, so those are drying. But I had some of these old magnets that I've used before, and the way that they work normally is you would put the holder on like so, and then you would put this little end in the holder and then adjust it however you want. Now, this end does move around in the holder itself, so you do have some flexibility there as to how you want to position the phone, I guess. But what I'm doing, I took one of these, which has a ball on the end, and I cut it off. So I cut the ball off the end, and then I put a hole in it so I could put a screw in the end of it, which is right here. And the way this is going to work, let me put you guys down so I can show you. Hopefully it'll make sense. This will be in the truck like this, sitting down with the radio in front here, of course. And then this little nub is going to be bolted in or screwed in just like that, so that it kind of sticks out a little bit. And then I'll put the magnet on the end of this, and it again will rotate so I can get the phone the way that I want it. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. It's pretty simple design, really, if you think about it. And after I came up with it, I'm like, you know, I should have done this a while back because I have sorely been missing having a phone in the truck, at least the ability to mount one for my purposes. So what I'll do, we're gonna leave this sit and cure or dry for a while. Oh, and by the way, paint wise, in case you're interested, it's just a gloss black. I could have used any color really, with a couple of coats of primer underneath. And altogether, there's 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of black paint. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Really shouldn't require any more than that. It doesn't get any wear. Nothing's going to be scraping against it or anything. My biggest concern, honestly, about the whole job is the little nub here that I'm going to put on. In the past, when I've had plastic parts like this in the truck, particularly these holders, they've cracked because of the heat. It gets pretty darn hot in that truck, plus the sun is beating on this thing. And of course it's black, so it's going to absorb more and more heat. But I've had these things crack here, and I'm hoping that I don't get any cracking from either the screw-on part here or the nub itself because of a little bit of pressure that's going to exist because of the screw that's in there. Now, I'm not going to crank it down like it's got to stay there through eternity, but it does have to hold pretty good, obviously, because I don't want the phone to fall out. I think, given the fact that the edge or the back part of the bracket is going to be braced by the radio itself, as far as not allowing it to move forward, that in combination with the double-sided tape down below that's going to keep it from kind of sliding, that it should hold everything in place really, really well. Time will tell. We'll find out. Hopefully it doesn't fall off of there and, you know, damage the radio or something crazy like that. That's another fear that I've had. And honestly, I kind of got the idea from the Tesla here. You can see the phone holder I have in there. It's magnetic. This one really just sticks on to the back of the radio. It is adhesive again on the back, just an adhesive tape, but it's held up really well. Sat here for about 2.5 months in the garage, granted, but it gets hot in here and hasn't moved at all. I've also used it to make a couple of videos where I've had the weight of the phone on it, and it's rock solid. And that is probably more prone to falling off than what would be in the truck. Again, because I have that sort of back bracing with the radio up against the back of the bracket. So anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my creation here. Anybody can do this. It's not complicated. If it wasn't fairly labor intensive, I mean, it's not too bad. I might even consider selling them, but I'm not. I'm not in the business to sell phone mounts and all the hassles that go along with that, right? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. In the future, once this dries and everything, I'll show you what it looks like in an upcoming video in the truck. I'd probably give this about a week or so to dry just to make sure it's good.